a friend of mine said to me, there's no reason for me to go on Zoom and watch this because I'm a filmmaker. I'm not a writer, so I'm not really interested in what you have to say. Said that nicely, but and I got thinking, well, wait a minute, what is it that I'm going to talk about? And what I'm going to talk about is storytelling. So any of us, writers, poets, who are writers, filmmakers, it is what we do is we storytell. So I am going to break this down into storytelling. And the first way is what you all have in front of you. So I'm passing around the screenplays so that you can open them up and take a look at how a story is told in a script format. Another way is obviously we here have certificates, a lot of us, for writing poetry, writing fiction, writing memoir, novels. So a lot of us do it in book form. What you have up here on the screen is the beginning of another part, and that is telling a story in pictures. There are only like 4 words coming up and there's no dialogue. What I'm going to show you is what it takes to make a film. These are the awards, the laurels, that this particular film, Symphony in C-Note, has been awarded in the last couple of months. Wow. And it's at the end, if you don't get a chance to read them all. Antonio's going to talk a little bit about that in just a second. Is it possible to bring Antonio? If you can bring Antonio up on the things.
Yes.
There he is.
Let's see.
Oh, that's who that is.
Oh, okay, no, hold on.
But just so people can see.
No, I understand. It's putting him on the screen that's not being shared.
Tell him to start talking. Tell him to start talking.
Antonio, can you start talking? Yes.
Oh, hello.
All right.
It's still.
And Antonio will be talking in just a minute. So what the first thing we're going to do is we're going to run through the slides so you can see what it takes to make a movie. Couple of things that I want you to think about. One is the script says it's July. Okay, just a hint. The second thing is my job on this film and the last one that I did with Antonio was continuity supervisor and script supervisor. One of the jobs is if in one scene, oh, I can't walk away from it. If in one scene, a person puts something on the table, when the scene comes back, this had better be here and not here, but here, and not here, but exactly here. So I want you to look in 2 scenes, there are a pair of sunglasses. So I want you to just quickly, if you can see what happens with the sunglasses. Okay, so we can go through these PowerPoints so you can just kind of see.
Okay, here we go. We'll go through the slides now.
Love that view.
It's pretty cool.
So cool.
I've seen any sunglasses. Yep.
Just leave that on for a second.
Okay.
So now you know the background to the story. You saw the locations. How many have ever been to Lammy to the legal tender? Fun place, practically in the middle of nowhere. And did you get the sense that it was July? No, it was freezing. It was absolutely freezing. If we started it in, I think, September, and a hurricane came through from California, this was 2 years ago, and stripped all the leaves off the trees and sent winds that were 40, 50, 60 mile an hour gusts. And we had coats on and we had hats on, all except the actors, of course, who had to pretend it was July. So I'm gonna ask you later about, did you see the sunglasses? Oh, really? Did anything spot the sunglasses? All right, you did. Where were the sunglasses?
They were on two different people's faces.
Antonio was for sure in the car with the sunglasses.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit about that later. So let me tell you a story about how I met Antonio in the first place. In 2015, a couple of years after we moved here, it was my husband's high school graduation in El Paso, Texas. And so he wanted to go, because here we were in New Mexico. And so I said that was a great idea because I would go with him because it was the weekend that I was writing a film for the 48-hour film festival. And I will talk about that another day because we're going to have somebody here. But the idea of a 48-hour film festival is that you have a team, no writing has been done, you just get a bunch of actors, film people, and on Friday you get the topic. Friday night to Saturday day morning, the writers write the story. What if you've gotten a drama, if you've got Western, so you stay up all night and you write, and at 7 o'clock in the morning, give the story to the actors, the director, and all of those people, and then you stay awake in case they need rewrites. So we were gonna go to El Paso, so I figured I'd stay up all Friday night, stay up all Saturday. Saturday morning, I decided I would go to lunch, to breakfast, and I happened to walk around a man who was sitting at the breakfast table on his computer, and I looked over his shoulder, and he had a movie script up. And I thought, what are the chances of this? So we had coffee and we started talking. We discovered that we had a lot of things in common. His partner was out of the alums, and they all went off to the football game or something. And the two of us sat and talked and decided that when we got back, we would see if we could figure out something to do together. And I was thrilled for Antonio to get in touch with me and ask me if I would work on a movie that was filmed in Santa Fe that was originally called The Cuts. It's about sexual trafficking, but it ultimately became, the title became The House on Normal Street. And it's just a striking film if you ever have a chance to see it. And then on a particular day, Antonio got in touch with me and asked me if I would work again as script supervisor and continuity supervisor on his newest film. So I would like to introduce to you Antonio Weiss. I'm going to read this because I want to be very respectful. Antonio Weiss is a native of Paraguay. He majored in production and drama at Loyola University in New Orleans and later moved to Santa Fe, New Mexico, where he has worked on video, film, and screenwriting since the 1990s. He has won prizes at the Chicago International and Houston International Film Festivals in live action short documentary, and a feature screenplay writing. He is currently a producer and a director in Santa Fe. Antonio successfully completed a program at CBS in Los Angeles, shadowing director Alex Acala in the pre-production and production of an episode for Criminal Minds Beyond Borders. Antonio produced, directed, and wrote 30-minute live action film, The House on Normal Street, that I just told you about. which is about a nurse who takes revenge on a group of human traffickers in a neighborhood in Santa Fe. The film was nominated for the Best Drama at the New Mexico Film Showcase in 2017. Weiss is also currently developing a period piece he wants to produce in Paraguay, where he has just been on location. He's just gotten back, based on a true story. Antonio wrote, produced, and directed the short comedy Symphony in C-Note that you're going to see in a few minutes, a comment on human condition. Film was also an official selection at the Santa Fe Film Festival, and as you can see, several others, including the Cannes Film Festival of Lights, and the best short comedy was the best short comedy at the World Fest in Houston, and recently won the best film at the Madrid Film Festival. He's also eligible for a SAG actor position. The last thing I want to tell you, I think is just so cool, that he just played a role of Vivi, a flamboyant art director, in a scene opposite Emma Stone in the TV. Believe it's a TV movie, or not sure whether it's a movie or a TV, but it's called The Curse.
And
I can see and hear it.
Okay, everyone's good. All right, let's enjoy.
Okay.
Good, Rose.
Morning, Gaspar.
Gaspar.
Gaspar, that's even better.
Yes. May I help you?
We have a room.
Really?
Second room on the right.
You got one of these in your room?
We do.
Gaspar, I need to make a phone call. It's gonna take me a while. What?
Johnny. I did that.
It's just perfect. I have one good eye to see that I am broke.
Not anymore. Look, sorry about yesterday. No more fighting about money, okay, Johnny?
Okay, yesterday was, stupid.
Good.
Chance! Chance, you up for a good day?
Let me guess. You're gonna pay me. You're gonna pay me. Oh, mama. What happened to your eye?
Nothing. I guess I'm gonna need some of that good produce of yours after all.
Let's go inside. I'll give you some change.
Nah, just throw in some of your best pot.
You betcha.
Deal. It's gonna be a good day. See ya.
I like that black eye.
Ha 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 ha.
Cute. No freebies.
No, Hope. I wouldn't dream of it.
Gimme, 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 gimme.
I don't need no change. You just keep it for credit.
Where did you?
I have means. I work the land.
Yes, you do.
Now listen, Hope. It's not just about the money. I really like you.
I know.
So, tonight, can we?
There's something I need to do. Tonight.
All right. Tonight, then, I'll see ya. I love you, Hope.
Gaspar. Oh, Gaspar. Oh. What's this?
Hi, Hope. Let me guess. You want me to keep your room?
Yes. The honeymoon suite. My clients love it. I'm a perpetual bride.
The honeymoon suite it is. Oh, hello, old friend. You sure took a road trip.
I'd stick around, but Chance wants a date. Again.
You know he has a crush on you.
Him, half the men in this town, and a few of the women.
Really?
I think I'm gonna pass.
That's too bad.
If I wasn't so short, I'd stick around.
We really enjoyed your visit. You come back now.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Smooth negotiator, hard worker too. Good luck creator, ain't that the truth? Anywhere he's been, everybody make best friends with Mr. Green. Door operator, romancer too. Bad blood breaker, ain't nothing he can do. Anywhere he's been, everybody make best friends with Mr. Green. 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 Best friends with Mr. Green.
McCreary Jordan is up there. She did the makeup and she did the costumes and she did all, the signs, Serendipity and He's up there as well. Okay. All yours, Antonio.
Excuse me?
All yours.
Oh. Oh, I love this movie. I think this guy is a genius. um, uh, as hard as this may seem, that's the whole process of making it, of making sure that there's continuity and that everything is in the set. The toughest part about making these things is to get the money to do it. It's always
Not that.
Gee, really?
yeah, it's always the once you're past that, it's a matter of bringing all the pieces together, whether you screw up once or twice, or the weather does it to you, but you're in the process already, and it's like filling the canvas. But before that, it's just it's always an ordeal, whether it's a $200 million movie or a $10,000 movie. It's always the same thing. And you were talking about the inspiration. Well, I like this story. This is not a new story. I think it's been told for ages, but I like the idea that these people didn't need the visitor in order to accomplish what they did with their deaths, and that's what attracted me to the story. And we add more things to it because I wanted it to be a comedy. I didn't want it to be a serious talk about the economy or how we deal with money, or whether if money doesn't move, if somebody holds it, then it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. All these things are implied in the story, but it's all within a cute little comedy that if you didn't get any of those things, then at least you had fun watching these characters interact with each other. And that is thanks to the actors who did a very good job hitting their marks. So that's basically, in a nutshell. There's another thing in the story that before starting the shooting, we did some rewrites, and the fact that only the money is in color and then the blood is in color is that this money that did so much good was also blood money. And that's what it is. Money is money, and what do we do with it is it's our choice. It's kind of like somebody makes $100 million today, he deserves it. It's what he does with it later, whether he's an actor or a sports person. What does he do with the money later? Does he throw it away in cars or do something meaningful with it? And that's the amount of the story and what I was trying to convey, but all within a fun setting. There. So, do you have any questions about it? Or...
Before we get to questions, can you
Yeah.
I have a lot of people tell me what a wonderful job you did choosing the actors. Could you talk a little bit about auditions and how you felt one person who was auditioning would make a great Hope and somebody else might not? The three men are, I think, just take your breath away. They are so fun. Can you talk just a little bit about that?
Well, my first hope for the characters was that each of them would have be of a different race, like Native American, white, Black, Hispanic, and that did not work at all. The visitor was going to be this drummer. He's Black, and he was going to step into the role. And at the last minute, he got cold feet. So I stepped into the role, and I turned out to be the only foreigner. Of course, in my book, all of you have an accent, not me. And for the role of Hope, we always visualize this very voluptuous lady that's going to like immediately make us think that, oh my God, this is the woman. Look at her. And it didn't work that way either. But when Jodie stepped in and did the role, she was just so good at it, so enticing, and she had a knack for comedy that she embodied the character, and it was perfect that way. But none of the actors that we thought were, only one actor ended up being who we chose from the beginning, and that was the farmer, Nicholas Ballas, who he is actually a pretty seasoned actor. He's a SAG actor. All the other ones, including the owner of the store who has a black eye, it was going to be somebody else, and then we had conflict of time conflict because of the rains that we had, and so somebody stepped into the role on a last moment notice, and so he did a very a comical take on the character, which we really liked. It's the rain, really, the weather and the availability of people played a serious had a serious effect on all the roles and the actors that would end up coming, because it's a cheap production, and if you cannot pay somebody whatever it is so they can stop their job and come and do this thing for you, then you have to take what you can. And there is that moment where the visitor steps out of the car and walks into the hotel. There is about 6 months between those two.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and like Jacqueline said, you have to make sure that they look as much the same as possible, so there is not this jarring change when you go into the next scene. So
Okay,
I see
questions?
something. Somebody wrote something. I missed it. If you have any questions, at that entrance scene, I have this regret to this day because I was producing and directing and in the movie, and as much as can be, if you can be present, you can notice things that you can take to your advantage. And as I was walking into the hotel, this huge snake shows itself, and it's hanging around there. And in the end, I grabbed the snake and I put it in a bush. And as soon as I released it, I realized I could have used the snake in the shot. And it never occurred to me because I was so busy and thinking of all the things I needed to do, but that could have been a nice touch to the movie.